You ever notice how sometimes when you get out of a chair, your legs just feel heavy? Or maybe your feet get cold even when the room's perfectly warm? It's something a lot of us over 60 experience, but we don't really talk about it. Well, today we're going to do just that.
So, why does this happen? It's a really important question because it gets right to the heart of feeling independent and confident on our own 2 feet. And I'll tell you, it is not just in your head. There is a real physical reason for these feelings, and just understanding it is the very first step to making things better. And here's the kicker, the part that might really surprise you. Your blood vessels can lose nearly half. That's right, 50% of their natural flexibility long before you ever feel that first twinge of a cramp or notice a chilly toe. It's a quiet change happening on the inside where you can't see it, but you can definitely feel the effects. Okay, so here's our game plan. First, we're going to dig into this unspoken leg problem and figure out why it's happening. Then, we'll get to the good stuff. 5 super simple solutions you can find right in your own kitchen. We'll also chat about how to turn these into a daily routine, all with one goal in mind, helping you reclaim those steady steps. So let's start right there with the unspoken leg problem. Look, this isn't about being weak or out of shape. It's simply about learning to understand the quiet signals our bodies are sending us. That feeling of heaviness or feet that just refuse to warm up, those are just signs that our circulation is changing a bit as we get older. It's a natural shift. So that leads us right to section 2. Why do arteries stiffen up? Let's take a quick look at the science behind it. And don't worry, it's actually pretty simple, and it all boils down to one very important little molecule. And here it is, nitric oxide. You can think of it as the body's own traffic controller. It's the signal that tells your blood vessels to just relax, open up, and let the blood flow where it needs to go. When we're younger, our bodies make plenty of it, but after age 60, our production of it can drop off quite a bit. And that's when those arteries, especially the ones going to our legs, can start to get a little tight. This slide is the perfect way to picture it. Think of a brand new, flexible garden hose. That's our young arteries. The water flows right through, no problem. But over time, without enough of that nitric oxide, they can become more like an old, stiff, kind of cracked garden hose. They get narrow, they get resistant, and it's just plain harder for blood to flow freely, especially all the way down to our toes. But here is the really good news. This isn't a one-way street. Let's get into section 3 and look at 5 solutions you can find right in your kitchen. These are simple, easy drinks that can help our bodies support that blood flow and maybe get back a little of what time has been quietly taken away. All right, first up, beetroot juice. You've probably seen it. This deep red, earthy drink has become a real star in the research world for supporting our vascular system. And that's because it is packed with natural nitrates, which is the exact raw material your body uses to make that all-important nitric oxide. And the way it works is just, well, it's brilliant. It's this beautiful, simple process. When you drink the juice, those natural nitrates kick off a little chain reaction. Good bacteria in your mouth get the process started, your stomach finishes the job, and the end result is more nitric oxide, which then sends that relax and open up message to your arteries. Pretty cool, right? Okay, our second solution is a nice warm cup of cocoa. Now, I'm not talking about this super sugary hot chocolate from when we were kids. This is about a comforting little ritual that can gently wake up our blood vessels by helping them in a totally different but equally important way. The key here, and this is important, is using 100% unsweetened cocoa. It's full of these natural compounds called flavanols, and what they do is support the health of the inner lining of your arteries, kind of like keeping the inside of that garden hose smooth and healthy. This helps them stay flexible and produce nitric oxide. For a lot of people, this can mean warmer feet and the ability to walk just a little bit farther before that heavy feeling starts to creep in. Next up, we have hibiscus tea. This beautiful, tart, ruby red tea is a fantastic caffeine-free option, and it works by gently easing the pressure on your entire circulatory system. It's a really soothing, gentle approach. You see, as we get older, our blood pressure can creep up, and that puts extra strain on our arteries. The natural compounds in hibiscus tea can help gently lower that pressure, which lets those vessels, well, it helps them remember how to relax again. The result? Maybe fewer of those middle-of-the-night leg cramps and a little less puffiness around the ankles. Number 4 is celery juice. And just like beetroot, this clean, crisp, and surprisingly refreshing drink is another amazing source of those natural nitrates, the ones that get that nitric oxide production line going in your body. Beyond all the science, this quote
really says it all. This is what it's really about. It's about that quiet confidence of being able to walk across the yard without needing to stop and take a break. It's about freedom. It's about the simple dignity of moving through our day with ease. And our final kitchen solution. This one might be a bit of a surprise. It's an arugula smoothie. Yes, that peppery green leaf. It turns out arugula is one of the most concentrated sources of those dietary nitrates you can find anywhere. It's a true powerhouse for supporting circulation. Now, by blending arugula into a smoothie, maybe with a little fruit to balance the flavor, you make all its amazing nutrients super easy for your body to absorb. It's just a simple, potent way to nourish the very pathways that make confident movement possible. So, we have these 5 amazing options, but how do we actually make it stick? Let's talk about building a daily habit. Because really, consistency is the name of the game here. It's all about finding a simple rhythm that works for you. This little chart here is like your cheat sheet. It helps keep it all straight. You've got the nitrates from beets, celery, and arugula to fuel that nitric oxide. You've got the flavonols from cocoa to support the artery walls themselves. And you've got the compounds in hibiscus to help ease the overall pressure. It's really a fantastic toolkit for tackling the problem from multiple angles. And finally, let's bring it all home. Let's talk about reclaiming your steady steps. Because what does all this really mean for your day-to-day life? It's about how you feel, how you move, and how you live. What's so important to remember is that these small, simple habits can add up to real, tangible changes. We're talking about the simple comfort of having warm feet again, the relief of sleeping through the night without a leg cramp waking you up, feeling steady on your feet when you stand up, and just enjoying a walk without getting tired so quickly. It's all about renewing that confidence in your own 2 legs. Look, none of these drinks are a magic potion, but what they are is a powerful choice. They're simple, natural tools you can use to support the body that's carried you through your entire life. And the whole journey just starts with a single glass or a single cup. So the only question left is, which simple step will you take today?